over the years. I want to tell you about why I think I'm the luckiest person on Earth, and I really do believe that. It's because I have had the privilege of being able to work on some of the biggest, most important, most incredible projects in human history, truthfully. Space station, space shuttle, and there is no feeling like being part of something bigger than yourself and knowing that you're doing something for the greater good. And that is why we started the B612 Foundation, because we're really addressing a problem that is off in the future, that maybe not a lot of people get yet, which is why we'll show you some of the data that we're going to show you today, but is critical for the long-term future of our species. And I cannot tell you how lucky I am to go to work every day. In fact, I don't really feel like I do go to work every day. My wife sometimes tells me, like, well, you've never held a real job in your entire life. I say, my reply to her is, oh, so far so good. But, why are we doing this? What has all this incredible technology and knowledge about space technology all been for, if not to protect our planet? And what I think you'll see today is that the world is part of a bigger place. The world is not, while it is in a vacuum, there are other things in that vacuum too. And that we as humans can actually do something about it. And I think that's incredible. I think it's incredible that we humans can actually change our own solar system. When you're in space and you look down at the Earth, you can see evidence of humans. You see the things that humans have done all the time. When you cross the night side of the Earth, when you're on the back side away from the sun, you see city lights. You see the roads, you see the cities, you see things that humans have built everywhere around the Earth. It is obvious that there are humans living on this planet, even from space. So humans can do incredible things when we work together. And I think what I'd like to tell you about today, during today's event, is what I consider at least the next great space mission, which is protecting the planet Earth. So, next I'd like to introduce an old colleague of mine, another astronaut named Tom Jones, who I had the privilege of working with for quite a number of years back in Houston. And I want to thank Tom Tom is also the president of the Association of Space Explorers, which is a group of astronauts and cosmonauts from around the world, and has done some interesting work in the last few years regarding space policy, which I think we'll tell you about.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Ed, and thank you for the museum for welcoming us here today. I would like to talk about the global impact hazard that we all face as human beings on our planet from the solar system that we live in. We have the slide up here that has a map of the solar system, of the Earth and our impact craters. That would be great. I am Tom Jones. I'm a member of the Association of Space Explorers, as is Ed and Bill. We are members of that fraternity and sorority, if you will, that includes all those who have flown around the Earth in space and left the planet. And part of the mission of the Association of Space Explorers is to protect our environment, to promote awareness of our fragile Earth, and to do everything we can to promote the application of space technology to protecting our planet. And that comes in a very concrete way when we talk about protecting the Earth from asteroid strikes in the future. We now have the capability, as Ed said, to change the way the solar system works and to protect our Earth by applying the spacefaring skills that we've developed. One of our activities in the Association of Space Explorers, and I'm the chairman of the Committee on the Earth Objects for the ASE, is to apply our mission of protecting the environment at the United Nations to assist the countries of the world in acting together to protect us from a future asteroid catastrophe. The Earth has been struck many times in the past by cosmic impacts. It's changed the course of life on Earth many times over the course of our planet. And we now have the technology to avoid that. So at the United Nations, we understand that this is a global hazard. Asteroid impacts occur all over the globe, and they affect all the countries in the globe because some of these objects can create events, collision with Earth, that can change the global environment, as the dinosaurs found out 66 million years ago. So at the Association of Space Explorers, we act as an observer at the UN for the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, and that's the group that focuses on asteroid protection at the United Nations level. What we'd like to do at the ASE, the Association of Space Explorers, is to encourage the countries in the world that all the cosmonauts and astronauts have come from to work together to apply our group decision-making to prevent a future impact. So how has that actually happened over the last few years? Starting in 2005, the association worked at the UN to promote collaborative decision-making so we can act together in a time when we face a rogue asteroid coming at us in the future. So what we did at the Association of Space Explorers, we brought together a panel of experts. Over 2 years, by 2008, we had developed a report that we submitted to the United Nations, and we gave that to our colleagues in the international community, including the space agencies, all the interested states at the Committee on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space at the UN. And they took our report called Asteroid Threats, a call for global response. And by their work over the next 5 years, the United Nations developed a report on what we should do to act together. And this last December, in 2013, the United Nations General Assembly, acting on our suggestions from the Association of Space Explorers, adopted a report that says that the UN should approve several of the major measures that the association suggested. 2 concrete steps were enacted in December by the